We are going to take a closer look at the TruGlo Titanium X broadheads, and these are a two-blade mechanical, and if you are in the market right now for a broadhead, you've got a lot of choices to make for sure, especially this time of year. This is the time of year where a bunch of new ones hit the market. We actually just recently got these a couple weeks ago. We've been testing them out and playing with them, and we really like them. We're going to pick them up. They fly really good. I mean, there's always a small side adjustment between field tips and broadheads, and some broadheads make that easier than other broadheads do, and the actual adjustment for these are usually extremely simple. It's a small side adjustment, and then you're dialed in for the most part, depending on your rig, but these fly really good and true. So as far as broadheads go, that's an important feature, so I just want to highlight that straight out of the gate. Another thing I want to mention right off the bat is that these blades are freaky sharp. Again, something that's important in a broadhead, so most of them try to do it, and again, some are sharper than others, and these particular blades are just insane sharp. Like they'll nip you if you ain't paying. They'll slice you to the bone if you ain't paying attention. I actually got caught by one earlier trying to get one out of the package to take a picture of it. So very sharp, and that's in its favor. You want a good flying broadhead that is extremely sharp. But let's bust open the packaging here, and I'll give you guys a closer look at it, and we'll talk about them a little bit. Again, if you're in the market for a broadhead, tons to choose from, but I want to hopefully make that a little bit easier. I know if you get a chance to see some things, it can sometimes help make a decision a little easier. So just want to introduce you to these. Packaging is pretty cool, honestly. And this is something you don't see too often. It actually comes with an additional set of blades. It comes with replacement blades. That's just nice of them if you think about it. So that's pretty cool. Like if you do want to use one of these broadheads as a practice broadhead, which we highly recommend, because again, there's going to be a small side adjustment most likely between any broadhead. So you pick one, practice with it, and get your bow dialed in, and when you're done, throw your new blades on and go hunting with it. That's awesome. It's just kind of a cool little, here you go guys, thanks for buying our broadheads, and that's always appreciated. It actually has a warning, sharp blades, and that's a well-placed warning because they are extremely sharp. Like I said, these are called the Titanium X, and they get that name because they have a machined titanium ferrule on them. They also have a one-piece titanium tip. The back actually tells a lot about the story. It says here, grade 5 CNC machine one-piece titanium ferrule. And right here it says the True Cut one-piece titanium tip. The blades are stainless steel, so I mean that particular stainless steel can be very sharp, and it stays sharp, so that's always good. You'll also have a lot of manufacturer jargon to swim through. If you just go straight by the back, like upon impact, blades expand in opposite directions, creating deadly wound channels. Torque balancing blades slide around bone for deeper penetration, delivering more damage and massive blood trails, which is great, and I guarantee you they do. Just to simplify that, they are sharp, they fly good, they've got a great, a good sized cutting diameter. The actual flight diameter, let's see, it's just 7/8 inches. That's, I mean, and again, all the broadheads advertise this flies like a field point, and it does. It flies like a field point. There's probably some small adjustment, like I said, but it does fly really good. You don't get any crazy, if you've tested any broadheads at all, you've probably ran into one that just, you're dialed directly in with field tips. You shoot the broadhead, and it's like, 2 feet to the right and low. That it happens. But these don't really do that. They fly really good if your bow's good and tuned. Like I've already showed you what all it contains, but for the most part, these come in 100 grain and 125, I believe. We keep them around in 100 grain. Really, that's pretty well the highlights of it. I'm going to show you guys one more time. When it comes to broadheads, it's hard to really go into too much detail because a lot of us know how they work. These are mechanicals, of course. This particular design for a mechanical broadhead has been floating around for a while, so most of us, they make impact. These two little pieces right here will actually be pushed back, and then it'll deploy, and that's where you get your cutting diameter from. So they work good. They'll slice anything open they hit. So definitely check if you're in the market for them. I can't argue. We picked them up, and we did so for a good reason. We think people will really like them, so I just wanted to introduce everybody to them in case you hadn't seen them. The TruGlo Titanium X broadheads, certainly worth an up close and personal look.